Hello and welcome to Ademola Bookman Injury Time, our bonus episode. I'm Al Bond and I'm here with my co-host John Coughlin. Hi Johnny.
Hi Al, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. And this week we're doing a fantasy five-a-side draft. What are the parameters of our draft today, Johnny?
Broadly speaking, this is players who've been to prison, been arrested.
I mean, I've gone only with been to prison, been arrested. It's too broad. They've been in prison.
Oh.
All right, Johnny. So you're gonna try and cheat again.
Here's Hulk!
We can go back to that, but just very quickly how it works. We alternate. We pick players and then we put them into the supercomputer, and that will tell us which team, with the players at the peak of their powers, which team would likely beat the other team.
Okay, so we're going to pick what we would call ordinary, decent criminals, the kind of criminals you imagined who would be in prison when you were 8 years old. Basically, we're saying we're going to leave sex offenders out, and we'll litigate murderers as we get to it, I guess, Johnny, right?
Yeah, I think we should probably leave loss of life out as well, to be honest.
Oh, that's my best one. All right, then.
But just one other thing. What are we talking here? Premier League players are all? Come one, come all.
I mean, I've tried to come up with a balancing act with a footballer, celebrity, and sort of the level of the crime. I've tried to avoid driving offences, because, yeah.
Yeah, so, Jack Grealish is a good example, right? He got in trouble, and I think he had a suspended sentence, but he was never arrested. I know this because I was reading about it today.
Oh, Jack Grealish, you say? Just make a little note of that name there. Any team I can force his participation into, I will.
He was never arrested. He apologised, and he was charged. He got a suspended sentence.
Yeah, okay. We want time, don't we? We want people who've done time. Proper
Well, at least a night
time.
in prison or something like that,
All right, well, let's have a go and see how we get on.
So,
if I am unhappy with the level of crime of the player you've selected, Johnny, I will be sure to let you know.
What's the decision? Are we going global here, or are we going Premier League?
Yeah, I think we're going global here. They have to be recognisable, though, right? A recognisable name.
The quality of players that have spent time, that have been arrested anyway, is really something.
Yeah, no, it's rich pickings. Yeah, so we are going to be trying to pick fairly high-profile players, not like some Grimsby reserve who drove off from a petrol station without paying.
Let's do it.
Gladiators, ready!
Heads or tails, Johnny? So it's a silver it's a copper penny.
Heads.
Tails it is. All right.
All right. Okay. So, drum roll. Okay. You've thought about this.
All right. Well, I'm going to get him in. I'm going to get him in first touch. All right. Up front for the five-a-side team, a little player called Ronaldinho, baby. Ronaldinho. Deal with that.
Did he go to prison in Peru? Is that correct?
Paraguay.
No passport?
He was opening a casino in Paraguay. He was given travel documents by the owner of the casino, false passports, and he spent like 30 days in prison in Paraguay for false passports. He ended up having to pay a $110,000 fine, and he's all right now. Although the lad he crossed the border with is no longer allowed to enter Paraguay. But Ronaldinho can come and go as he chooses. But there you go. If you've got a better pick than that, buddy. If you've got a better pick than Ronaldinho, I'd love to hear it.
Well, I do have a better pick, but it's going to be controversial because you've already... So Maradona has been arrested for cocaine.
Oh, fuck off. No, he's not been arrested. No, fuck off, has Maradona been arrested? No, he's not. When?
He has. He was arrested for cocaine possession. It was in the fucking book, Al.
He didn't do time, though, did he? He's not convicted.
Okay,
you're really going to go for Maradona? That is outrageous. He hasn't done prison time.
We find out.
Well, you maybe should have found out before.
Well, you changed the
I didn't change the rules, ladies and gentlemen. He knew. So desperate was he to crowbar Maradona in. I choose Pele.
It's
Pele
different because Maradona
Pele had
was
a tax
arrested.
evasion charge or something like.
On 26th of April 1991, Maradona was arrested after a federal sting operation on a modest flat in a working class part of the Argentinian capital.
Go on.
In charges of distributing drugs free of charge and drug possession. He was prosecuted in Italy and Argentina with a plea bargain that eventually saw him handed a 14-month suspended sentence. Now, come on. Come on.
Fucking suspended sentence. Right. I don't know how you sleep at night. All right, have your dirty Maradona. All right.
Ooh. Next one is Messi on tax evasion and Chris.
It is the same. Oh, distributing drugs for free, though, by the way. Go on, Maradona. There you go.
Okay, look at that. All right, you're up next. Go on.
All right, I'm going midfielder. Not maybe a household name. Nizar Trabelsi. 2 games for Fortuna Dusseldorf. He was arrested in conjunction with Al Qaeda charges and did 10 years for terrorism. He's met Osama bin Laden many times. So, yeah, my midfield, I'm going for Nizar Trabelsi.
Are you kidding me?
10 years!
The competition is not to have the most dangerous players. It's to have the best ones.
Well, listeners, you judge. You judge who's taking the spirit of this competition properly and who's trying to force fucking Maradona into his team. Listen, that's my final answer, Johnny. Nizar Trabelsi, 10 years for being a member of Al Qaeda and plotting the 2002 Paris embassy attack.
Okay, mine is probably not as heinous a criminal, but he might be a better player. Ian Wright, who did go to prison.
He did go to prison, Johnny. He did go to prison. I'll tell you what, I didn't remember. But having looked up this little pocket of information, yes, I do remember. A lot of people have had this scrubbed. Have you seen this, Johnny? I looked up a few players who've famously been arrested, and there's no traces of it on the internet now. Like
How do you
none.
even do that?
No, you can
How do
do
you do
it.
that?
Like historical crimes. There's companies that'll do it for you.
Mark Wahlberg tried to get a kind of he committed a hate crime, didn't he? He assaulted an Asian man, and I think he's had tried to have that essentially expunged from his record.
I think that goes the other way. He's too famous already. That becomes a Barbara Streisand effect thing. You know what I mean? Like, whereas he might come up later, Mickey Hazard. Can't find nothing about his travails on the internet anymore.
Who?
But he doesn't quite have the same profile as Mark Wahlberg.
No, right.
Mick Hazard, who was always the famous footballer lag when I was a kid.
Lag. Good word. All right, Al. Let's hear what you got.
I'm going for a goalkeeper. No, you're going to get your goalkeeper. I know who you want. I'm afraid I'm going for the absolute monster, Bruno de Souza. Were you familiar with him, Johnny?
I saw the name. He tried to have his girlfriend killed.
Well, he didn't try and have his girlfriend killed. He had her killed, and then he had her body fed to the dogs. Her body was another. Yeah. And this was 15 years ago, not very long ago. This guy was in the middle of conducting a transfer to AC Milan when he was a married man, so this was an extramarital affair. When suddenly this girlfriend went missing, he was convicted and given 22 years in prison. Fun fact, this literal monster was released in 2016 on a technicality. He immediately was given another club offered to give him a place because football. And this is his quote. What happened, happened. I made a mistake, a serious one, but mistakes happen. I'm not a bad guy. People try to bury my dreams because of one mistake, but I asked God for forgiveness. So I'm carrying on with my career, dude. Whoa, dude, that was in the quote. Yeah, so try and get a worse guy than Bruno, the former Flamengo and Atletico Mineiro goalkeeper. That leaves a fairly prominent goalkeeper open for you, doesn't it, Johnny?
Yeah, I might might pick my goalkeeper last.
Yeah, he's safe. He's safe. I think I know who you mean. I think I know who it's going to be.
Maybe I'll pick his teammate, Faustino Asprilla.
Asprilla. I didn't find anything about this. Asprilla's done time. Has he?
He was arrested for allegedly firing a machine gun at security forces near his farm in Colombia. He was placed under house arrest on charges of weapons possession and criminal damage. Do you accept?
Well, I've already fucking given you this bullshit once. Like, house arrest is fine now. Like, what, he gave a police officer gave him a dirty look once. In the team he goes.
But actually, I think Maradona got arrested for firing a.
Yeah, no, he sure did. Yeah, he absolutely was shooting his air pistol at a journalist, wasn't he?
Okay,
Wasn't
all
his
right.
fault.
Okay, he was okay. You know, Asprilla was arrested. Okay, we'll leave it to one side then. You want Tony Adams? He went to prison, didn't he?
Yeah, all right, Tony. No, you can have your Asprilla, Johnny. Let the listeners decide. Let the listeners decide who the gentleman is here. All right, and as we've learned on another episode, I am the bigger man. Oh, by the way, going back to that Bruno keeper, he called his daughter Bruninho. Little Bruno, the lovely pretty girl. All right, so you got three, huh?
Okay, if you accept Asprilla,
You've
then
got
sure.
Ian Wright, Asprilla, and Maradona. Fuck off. All righty. Okay, I mean, I'm very tempted. There's a couple of players like of a more domestic nature who are like very much when looking this up. Marlon King and Peter Storey are very much the Messi and Ronaldo of
Marlon King is a real wrongin', isn't he?
a real Rogan, and like that's it. It was like just proper ordinary decent criminal crimes until the end, and then he ruined it. He's
Yes,
just a
and
scumbag. Do you know he lives?
Peter,
He went to live in like Namibia or something. He lives Zambia. He went to live in Zambia. He lives on a 200-acre farm in Zambia now,
go
which
on.
is exactly what I expected Marlon King would do at the end of his career.
Peter Storey was arrested for running a brothel.
Well, amongst many, many things, Peter Storey
Yeah.
also a naughty forging gold coins. That's a proper crime from old school. Got a little thing here. Going to forge some gold coins. Oh, get me in on that, son. Yeah, it's a proper like Ealing comedies.
More than 500 appearances for Arsenal, and there he is trying to fake coins. God help us.
All right, I hope I didn't tread on your toes there, but considering the caliber of play you've picked so far, I wasn't expecting Peter Storey or Marlon King to turn up. I'm going for my next one. I'm going for a defender, Thomas Repka. Thomas Repka. Remember him for
West
West
Ham.
Ham? Hard man? Yeah. Yeah, real Euros of a player, eh? You always saw your Thomas Repka turning up at the Euros or a Europa Cup or something. You'd always notice him because he'd always get booked or sent off. Anyway,
And
he
what
was
was
jailed for 6 months in his home country for advertising the services of his ex-wife as a prostitute. Hey, nice crime. You see, it is gross, but it's not as bad. It's not good, but at least we can have a bit of a laugh about that.
I do? I'm starting to feel bad about how bad your team is, though. You know, like there's quite a famous incident a few years ago, like a literal Ballon d'Or winner.
A Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah, come on. I'm in
What?
France, you know, so sometimes my search results are French. I'll give you a clue. Affaire de la sex tape.
Oh, okay. I don't need your help, Johnny. I don't. So that was. Listen, look, I'm happy with my choice, and I've got a balanced team, and I'm happy with how I'm playing the game, Johnny. Don't do time, does he, Benzema?
Again, a year suspended sentence.
You can't see, listeners, but I'm sneering. I'm sneering over the Zoom call at Johnny for his shameful behaviour in this draft. All right. Well, I presume, Johnny, your next pick will be a nice balanced team of Ian Wright, Benson. All right, who's your next pick, Johnny? Who is your next pick?
No, your pick is next.
I got Repka.
Yeah, and then I just gave you Benzema. You've got one more.
I don't want Benzema. It's your pick.
I took Benzema.
Oh, you did take fucking Benzema. Ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing the work of a snake. All right, fair enough. So, all right, let's just compare teams. I'm going for Bruno D'Souza in goal. Thomas. All right, I'm going to finish it off with an absolute. All right, up front, my last pick, because I'm doing it proper. Fabrizio Micheli, proper elite player, 194 goals in Serie A, 10 Italy caps, and 3.5 years for mafia-based extortion. There's a crime. That's a listen. I think we should run this twice, and one on the level of the criminality and one on the football score. And I'll tell you who's winning that one. Well.
Okay, well, let me round it off with Rene Higuita. Do you know what his crime was?
It was transporting money for Escobar.
Escobar had kidnapped the daughter of another drug baron, drug lord, and Higuita, for whatever reason, he was the mule carrying the money.
Yeah, it's like the Krays used to get Gordon Banks to try to carry their money around, didn't they, back in the 60s? Weird. So weird. Let me give you some Higuita facts, which I learned whilst researching him, because believe you me, he was my first choice. Rene Higuita, 5'9", Johnny. He's only 5'9", goalkeeper. Come on.
Go on. Do you know another goalkeeper who's been arrested in quite entertaining circumstances is Jens Lehmann.
Oh, yeah, lame. And that's recent, isn't it? He took a hatchet to his neighbour's garage or something.
And he was drunk in Lederhosen.
Jens Lehmann is a real character. A real character. Another thing about Higuita, he's got a daughter born in 1993. Her name is Pamela. I wonder who she was named after. In 1993. That is the most 1993 thing. Rene Higuita, the Colombian goalkeeper, undoubtedly named his daughter after Pamela Anderson.
Okay, well, just in terms of decision making, Rene Higuita was offered the chance to inform on Escobar when he was arrested for his role in the kidnapping, but he turned it down, serving time in prison instead.
Really? Didn't want to?
It's funny, isn't it?
What a pussy. I don't mind. I publicly denounce Pablo Escobar, Johnny. I'm not afraid.
Give me the names.
One of my great shames, Johnny, if I just a quick anecdote, is when I used to work for cruise ships, we used to go to Cartagena, and they got like a bunch of touristy T-shirts, and one was a big picture of Pablo Escobar, and I bought that T-shirt, and I was wearing it on the ship, and this poor Colombian waitress came and goes, "That man is a monster. He ruined my family." It's like, I will never, ever wear that T-shirt again. Never, ever. It's sort of funny to me. It's not funny now, is it? Actually being faced with the results of a monster.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Johnny's face right now is absolutely disgusting. The smug look on his face as he's typing in a who's who of international football and ruining this perfectly good draft with his wild competitive edge. Look at him. His face. I tell you, it's a picture and not a pretty picture.
Okay. All right.
So just read your team out to me again, Johnny. Just read it out to me. Just read out your prison 11.
Rene Higuita in goal. Diego Maradona and Faustino Asprilla. Karim Benzema.
Ian Wright. It's well balanced. It is well balanced. Look at Ozzy Ardiles over here. Like, who needs defense when you got an attack like that? I mean, nominally, Johnny, who are you going to say is playing in defence for you? Who will be playing in defence in your five-a-side team?
Faustino Asprilla. Can I go back and pick Tony Adams? Here we go. Well, you're pinning a lot of hopes on Thomas Repka. Let me just say that much.
No, I am. I absolutely am. Trabelsi was a useful midfielder, though. 2 games.
The result is in. Do you want to hear? In this 1 hour 5-a-side match, Team B, that's my team, would likely win with a scoreline of 8-5. You guys did all right. The decisive factor would be his sheer attacking firepower and creativity of Diego Maradona and Faustino Asprilla in midfield. They would dominate possession and create countless chances for Benzema and Wright. Rene Higuita's unorthodox but effective goalkeeping style would also play a key role in stopping shots and initiating quick counter-attacks. Teammates Ronaldinho and Fabrizio Micoli would pose a significant threat using their skill and fair to score goals. But Thomas Red and Nisa Chibazio would struggle to contain Team B's relentless attack. Bruno de Sousa Fernandes would make some impressive saves. But the combination of Maradona's genius, Espria's dynamism, and the clinical finishing of Benzema and Wright would prove too much. Too much.
If only I picked Jack Grealish.
Well, I give you some other players who've been in trouble with the law.
Yeah, I've learned some. Stig Tofting, remember the Bolton midfielder? He did 6 months. I mean, just picture what someone called Stig Tofting would look like. And that's exactly what he looks like. It's just like a...
Ball.
Yeah. Yep.
Jermaine Pennant is a good one. Duncan Ferguson, Joey Barton, Tony Adams. Cantona and Keane have both been arrested. Jamie Vardy, of course.
Well, I'm sorry not to get Duncan Ferguson in there. Again, his Wikipedia page, I'm pretty sure has been scrubbed because there's not much mention of it, and I'm sure there used to be.
He went to prison.
He went to prison, but he got away with a couple, didn't he? Beat up some intruders in his house. The famous one is altercation with a fisherman in a pub. It's always a fisherman. Yeah, an altercation with a fisherman. But yeah, it was headbutting the Rafe Rovers defender that got him.
But you know, really Paolo Rossi was arrested. Beppe Signoria was arrested. Michel Platini was arrested. That guy Nangelin, that he was in the good Belgian teams. Like, he was done for drugs.
Oh yeah, Roman. I'd love Nangelin, smoker, wasn't he? Lovely tattoo. Tattoo mohawk.
Harry Maguire, Troy Deeney, Garincha, of course, going around killing his family. You know, I was thinking about it today. Ian Wright, Maradona, Jamie Vardy, Garincha, Joey Barton. You could pick a team of 5 from the books that we have done.
Yeah, you could. You absolutely could if you use your parameters.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, we hope you enjoyed listening to that. I actually really had a lot of fun doing it.
Marcus Bent, Gary Charles, Danny Simpson, Jan Mulby, Mickey Quinn, Vinnie Jones, Dennis Wise, Kurt Zuma. Lechkov. Yeah, do you remember Lechkov?
Well, I investigated further and I could find no evidence that Lechkov was actually arrested, put in prison. But that's good enough for you, Johnny. It's good enough for you. But it wasn't good enough for me.
Convicted, Alan. They're all convicted.
I wanted fucking time. You know what I meant. You know what I fucking meant. I want time. Proper time. They've got to wear that little suit with the arrows on it.
And George Best has been arrested.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought George Best would be going in your team, but you actually managed to pick 4 players better than George Best.
Okay,
that's very hard on George, but he's probably better than Ian Wright and Espria, right?
He's probably better than Espria, and he's probably better than Wright. He's probably better than Benzema. Maybe not as good as Maradona, though.
Benzema, look at his numbers, Johnny. They are wild. They're
wild. But did he ever take off his boot and go around the fella?
Karim, when did it all go wrong? Oh, it's when you tried to blackmail your teammate over a sex tape. Yeah, that's where it all went wrong.
Yeah, that was bad, wasn't it?
It was.
Okay, well, that is Adamola Buckman Injury Time. We'll be back next week with Duncan Ferguson.
All right.
Yeah. All right, go on.
Cheers, bruv.